What if I told you you are the glass ceiling, that you are your own limit to your own self? We always talk about, or we always hear about um, people getting in the way of themselves, but what does that really mean? It means that you make the rules. You make the rules and limit yourself. You make the rules and set a cap for yourself. And then you look around and blame everything and everyone for limiting you, for not providing you with opportunities, but you are your own opportunity because you made the rules that limit, that say, I can only go this far. You made up the rule that says, this is where it caps, this is where it stops. This is as far as I can go. This is as far as I deserve to go. You made that rule up. You are the maker and the creator of that glass ceiling. You are the maker and the creator of that limit. I don't know about you, but for me, I'm making a decision that I'm not making another excuse in my life. And I'm breaking that glass ceiling. And I'm walking past that limit. And I know there's going to be resistance and there's going to be fear, but I'm going to do things afraid. I'm going to break past that glass ceiling afraid that it's going to scratch my arm and I'm going to be bleeding all over the place. But I'd rather that, because I created that glass ceiling. I made that rule up. You made that rule up. You set the limits yourself. Nobody set the limits on you. You are the one who said, I can only go this far. I can only do this much. So break your own limits. Break your own glass ceilings. Break your own caps and see what happens. Because I can bet you on the other side, there's more ground to play with. There's more space to occupy. There's more space to work with. There's more that can happen on the other side that you've been keeping yourself from experiencing because you placed that limit on yourself, that glass ceiling above your head. You're the one who made that rule. Nobody did. When you point at somebody else, always see that the big finger is pointing back at you. So perhaps somebody else might have something to do with it. Let's just say they did. But you also have something to do with it. You don't have to accept what somebody else says you cannot do. You don't have to accept what somebody else says when somebody else says you cannot go further than this. You don't have to accept that. And when you do, you have something to do with it too. You have something to do with agreeing with that limit. You have something to do with agreeing with that glass ceiling. So I'm making a different decision for my life. I don't know about you. And it seems to be obvious to me. If I create the glass ceiling, if I make the rules and I create the limits and I create the cap, then I can uncreate it. I can create new rules that say there are no glass limits. There are no glass ceilings. There are no limits. There are no caps. There's infiniteness. It speaks for itself.
There was